Jay-Z has just been rejected. I see this as a good thing. Some people don't. I'm going to explain to you why this is actually a good thing. Jay-Z was seeking a casino bid in New York. He wanted to open a casino, and that has been rejected. Let me tell you why I think it's a good thing. People, they look at casinos and they say a casino is coming in, this is going to create jobs. Obviously, the person who wants to build the business there, who is going to profit from it, that's one of the first things they're going to tell you. This is going to create jobs. True. Yes. But it also causes other things. It also causes displacement. It also causes gentrification. We have seen that happen right here in Eastern Massachusetts with the Encore Casino that has come into Everett. I'll explain that in just a bit as well. So Jay-Z positioned himself in such a way to say, well, I'm going to allow Black people to own shares within the casino. Okay. Not laying out all of the things that come along with the casino. You want to talk about benefiting things for the Black community, it's not a casino. Black people need a path to home ownership. Black people need homes. People need housing. Black people need health care. And you come with casino because it's not really about what is best for the Black community, helping the Black community. This is just Jay-Z trying to make more money. This is about him. Now we'll bring this in here. Jay-Z proposes bid to open Caesar Palace Casino in Times Square. It's a very good idea. The Roc Nation's founder aims to fulfill the promise of Times Square with a new casino. Again, this is about Jay-Z making a profit, right? Increasing his wealth. This is about him, but he trying to sell it as though, this will help everybody else. So it says Jay-Z wants the famous Caesar Palace Casino chain to build a prime location in New York's Times Square. It goes on to say here that he held a committee hearing for the project among representatives of Roc Nation, SL Green, and Caesars Entertainment for the bid of 3 downstate casino licenses. Around the 44-minute mark of the video they're talking about below, Jay-Z was introduced by Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez and said their cross-borough partnership and business initiatives are what New York really looks like. Jay added that he came up through sports and entertainment and considered Times Square the perfect place for a new Caesar's Palace. While the original hotel and casino was located in Paradise, Nevada, there are Caesar entertainment destinations worldwide. I'm trying to reserve myself. It's a very good idea, very good alignment for us to fulfill the promise of Times Square. Let me get rid of the video here. Roc Nation founder also went into detail about his company's strategy of bringing culture to the NFL through their live entertainment deal. With SL Green and Caesar Entertainment, Roc Nation had reportedly entered a bid for the Times Square casino that foresees over $7 billion in taxes, $26.7 billion for local businesses, more than 3,000 construction jobs, and over 3,800 permanent jobs. The location would host a 992-room 5-star hotel with restaurants serving regional and worldwide culinary innovation, a wellness retreat, gaming, and the trendiest nightclubs and entertainment built out of a current office building at 1515 Broadway. If passed, the project is slated to open in 4 years. But it didn't pass. It did not pass. In fact, you are going to see the reaction of it here. Casino has been rejected 4-2. SL Green CEO Mark Holliday just approached the CAC members after the vote happened here. Everyone check this out.
You know it. We met the standard and then some, and the only one with courage to stand up is the governor and the mayor appointees, and everybody else runs and hides. Go run and hide. Because what you did, the benefits you denied this community and this city and state, you have to live with that history forever. You know it. We met the standard and then some, and the only one with courage to stand up is the governor and the mayor appointees, and everybody else runs and hides. Go run and hide. Because what you did, the benefits you denied this community and this city and state, you have to live with that history forever.
So yeah, no, this ain't it, bruh. This isn't it. So here's the thing here. Again, this was about the money that they were going to be able to make with this said project. And for Jay-Z to try to sell this and say this is something that's going to really help the Black community, this is going to create jobs. Well, there are a lot of projects that you can create that are going to create jobs. It doesn't have to be a casino. This project in particular would make a lot of money to Jay-Z. Obviously, a lot of people know there's a lot of tourists that come to New York. And in particular, when the tourists come to New York, they tend to go to Times Square. So they wanted to have a casino right there in Times Square where a lot of all the tourists are going to be. And so they can go into the casino and make a lot of freaking money. And I'm going to say this is another thing as well. We need to have a deep conversation here one day in particular about gambling. And it's everywhere. It's everywhere. I just saw as well, someone had pointed this out to me. Yvette Carnell has talked about this over and over again. What is up with all the gambling ads? Because we keep seeing them, like whether it's DraftKings, I see all the time. DraftKings, all these different like sports gambling things, they pop up on your phone, on the computer, or you see the commercials. I can't watch one football game today now and not see an ad for DraftKings or some type of gambling. So no, I would argue towards someone like Jay-Z, this is not what the Black community needs. Obviously, gambling casinos, that is something that is going to appeal to people, especially people who are lower income and down on their luck and think, maybe if I just walk into this casino and take this $5 and put it into that machine or put it on that craps table or put it over there, that this $5 will turn into 20 or to a 50 or to 100 or to 100,000. People keep spending and spending, just thinking the next play is going to give them more money and they're going to be able to pay off their bills or get out of poverty. And you may think it's far-fetched, but it happens. It happens. And if you talk to people who work at casinos, they've seen it happen. Now, am I anti-casino? No. But for Jay-Z to sit up there and try to make that argument that this is going to benefit the Black community, that is not what this is about. This is about him trying to make more money and put more money into his pocket and to increase his wealth. Because if you're trying to do something that's going to benefit the Black community, why don't you go to Marcy Projects, where Marcy Projects used to be? Why are you not trying to build no housing? Why are you not trying to build like co-ops, cooperatives where you grew up? Why are you not going into Brooklyn and the Bronx and trying to help people, I don't know, get skills like trade skills? Because that's not what this is about. Everything's about casino and gambling now. Everybody notice this? So there's a lot of money to be made there. And yes, it is totally up to the individual if they want to walk into that casino. I get that. Got it. But for Jay-Z to pretend as though he's trying to actually help the Black community by saying, well, they'll be able to buy shares. There are other things that you can do that is actually going to benefit. This is about his bottom line. And I want to show you other examples here as well, because I'm actually glad that this was rejected. Let's go ahead and bring this up on the screen here. Jay-Z, who is working with a MAGA donor to destroy Philadelphia's public education system in order to enrich from private schools and previously helped Barclays kick Brooklyn residents out of their homes, has now been denied his destructive casino venture dream in the middle of Times Square. This is what I'm talking about, folks. See, they don't want to talk about this part. They don't want to talk about who is displaced when these projects are created. People forget about that. Yes. Yes. For the Barclays open in Brooklyn, people need to remember people lost homes so that that project could be built. So no, it's not something that's going to go and help the community. The Philadelphia public education system, I told you that was a scam from the get-go. We're going to give you these vouchers so that you can go to this school and that school. And I told you that actually drains resources from the public education system. In fact, I'll show you the grift that he did with this one as well. Students at Jay-Z's Rock Nation school claim debt-free scholarship is a scam. Jay-Z backed Rock Nation School at LIU Brooklyn's campus awarded a debt-free scholarship to dozens of students in its inaugural class. This was another one. When Rock Nation launched at Long Island University downtown Brooklyn campus in 2021, as many as 50 students from its inaugural class were awarded what they believe were debt-free scholarships. Fast forward. However, at least dozens of students are now claiming they were billed by the school for thousands of dollars, forcing them to either borrow from the bank or leave the program altogether. So can people stop it with the Jay-Z wants to do this project and he thinks it's going to help the Black community? Stop. You really got to look into these things, you guys. You really got to look into it. Because for me, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, this is what I'm saying. People are going to look out for what works for them, right? And that brings up another question. Let me get to here. Trying to see my screen. Here we go. Okay, sorry. I guess that I was going to bring up an article, but it closed. It froze on me. Anyway, the point that I was going to make is this. The recent appearance that people are seeing right now of Jay-Z and Beyonce at the dinner table with Donald Trump, right? Everybody remember that? With Donald Trump's daughter. Okay, I got my screen back. Sorry. With Donald Trump's daughter, Ivanka, whatever, and Jared Kushner. There were people like losing their crap online saying, oh my God, Beyonce and Jay-Z are hanging out with Ivana and they're hanging out with Jared Kushner. They're hanging out with Trump's people and da-da-da. And that right there told me we still have a lot of work to do. Because people think that just because Beyonce endorsed Kamala Harris there on the stage, people think that she don't run in the same damn circles as the people that they're politically against. What you got to remember is that wealthy people stick together. Jay-Z and Beyonce were sitting at the same damn table with Ivana Trump and Jared Kushner because they are in the same club. It is not election season at this point in time. All these people roll together. They look out for their class interests, and it is a business decision. As Jay-Z loves to say, he is a businessman. So what that tells you is all that mess that comes from a lot of these billionaires during election season, that's just for show. When it gets down to business, they stick with their class. And that's what Jay-Z and Beyonce have done. They stick with their class. So for people, I was trying to show you guys the picture, but the site continued to freeze on me. So I'm sorry. I was trying to show you the picture of Jay-Z and Beyonce that everybody was freaking out about because they were at the same table with them. People have to understand again, all of these people are in the same club. So while you are yelling at your neighbor because you guys have different political ideology, billionaires with different political ideologies are going to dinner events together and making business decisions that could or could not impact your lives. One of the things I like to show people is what happened right here in Massachusetts with the casino. They brought in a casino. It was Encore, right? So it's just a replica. It was originally Wynn. They changed the name because the owner had some type of sexual harassment claim. But obviously it was a replica of the one in Vegas. What a lot of people did not understand at this point in time when they said, bring in this casino to Everett. Everett is a blue collar working class community. You can kind of tell just by looking at this picture. You see all the factories around here, right? Yeah, that's Everett. And it looked kind of weird that you just got this giant fancy casino sticking up out of nowhere. A lot of the residents did not want the casino. A lot of the residents were against it because they said it's going to increase traffic and it's also going to increase the cost of living. What a lot of people did not realize at that point in time is that this is just part one of that project. There is more to go to this casino. And that's another thing I want to mention about the Jay-Z part. Oftentimes when people talk about we want to bring a casino, they don't reveal immediately to the public that you usually don't just have a casino by itself. There's usually other things connected to it, like, I don't know, other hotels, a shopping mall, or a shopping center. So this is just phase one. And that's the other part. They like to build onto casinos. They like to add more things to it, which is going to increase the cost of living. So people in New York already pay a lot for freaking rent. And that would increase, the cost would go up as it did in Everett. And what I wanted to show you here, they had to push back. They had to push back. They said earnings for Wynn from Encore continue to be positive, and I would welcome their interest in expanding operations with the East of Broadway proposal. The further development would enhance the appeal of this area as a destination district with the addition of entertainment space, restaurants, and hotels. That is from Everett's mayor. I have been very clear with Wynn representatives throughout our negotiations that any agreement regarding this expansion has to be in the best interest of the residents of Everett. I am glad that business is good at Encore, but I am in the business of reaching the best deals for the residents of my hometown. This is what I was trying to tell people. That's just phase one. A lot of times they don't tell the public about phase two, where there are more components to be added to this project. So for all the people online who are saying, how dare you guys get mad at Jay-Z wanting to bring a casino and create jobs? There are other ways that you can create jobs. Yes, I don't think this is the best thing for the Black community as Jay-Z was trying to say it was. It's not. Black people need homes. Black people need home ownership, living wage, healthcare. And I don't see Jay-Z trying to push that. So there's been too much focus recently of people, the gambling industry, the sports gambling. I see it everywhere now, everywhere, especially now that it's football season. And that in itself should concern you. I think we have that picture. Can we show that picture, Eric, if you have it? I want to show you guys the picture of them sitting at the table here, just because, like I said, I was trying to show it and it was freezing on my end. Thank you. This is what everybody was upset about, right? A lot of people were mad. There's Ivanka, there's Jared, there's Jay-Z, and to his side is Beyonce there. You can't see it in that picture, but you see it here. So there's Beyonce, there's Jared, and there's Ivanka. That's from another angle. So people got mad because they said, oh my gosh, they're hanging out with them. What is going on? It's such a betrayal. I feel betrayed by Beyonce. I feel betrayed by Jay-Z. But they don't betray their class. And there's a reason why they're sitting at that table and you're not. Never forget that, regardless of party. So Jay-Z casino deal has been rejected. It is happening. And I don't think he's taking this too well. Hey guys, this was a Sabby clip. If you like what you saw, hit that like button and subscribe.